me introduce to you Ms. Loretta Lynch.
President Obama introduced the woman he wants to serve as Attorney General.
Loretta doesn't look to make headlines. She looks to make a difference. She's not about splash. She is about substance. She has spent years in the trenches as a prosecutor, aggressively fighting terrorism, financial fraud, cybercrime, all while vigorously defending civil rights.
Senate confirmation hearings will likely be held next year. If confirmed, Lynch would be the first black female Attorney General.
The president made what many consider a safe choice in Loretta Lynch for the next Attorney General, and there is little doubt she will be expected to carry out the edicts and attitude left behind by Eric Holder. But will she ever get the chance? And what does this mean for those who believe the Holder era has to be cleaned up before America truly moves forward? Let's welcome to MidPoint former civil rights lawyer in the Department of Justice and the author of Injustice, Exposing the Radical Agenda of the Obama Justice Department, J. Christian Adams. Christian, thank you so much for being here today.
Great to be here.
Interesting note that I picked up, the president talks about Loretta Lynch being an attorney of substance. However, in the very left-leaning publication, web publication Salon, and I quote, "To ask her to take on powerful interests in finance would be like asking someone to rat out their friends." What's the truth about who Loretta Lynch is?
Well, you got to realize there's two different kinds of substance. One involves the Justice Department's treating with kid gloves a lot of financial crimes the last couple of years. So whether it's the Swiss banks, the Citigroup incident, the Justice Department has notoriously gone soft on a lot of financial crime. Now, on the other hand, they've taken a totally different approach when it comes to things like, Ferguson, Missouri, Texas voter ID, anything that has a racial component to it. They've taken a totally opposite approach. So when he talks about being somebody of substance, they're talking about the Holder-esque style substance.
Then is this just, if you were to boil it down, the president letting the big, fat financial cats go, the good friends, and focusing down on what he believes the American people want to focus on, which in many instances the American people have not indicated that the majority of them would rather he pay attention to?
Yeah, well, clearly the whole saga of cutting breaks for Swiss bankers, tax evaders, underreported problem. It doesn't steal the headlines like the other ones, but it's, the racial agenda is what's really driving Holder. That, you see it when it comes to elections. You see it when Holder flies in the vice president's 757 to Ferguson, Missouri, to alter what happens there. It's the relationship between people and their government agenda that Holder really has gone off the rails.
Is there any reason to believe, and you bring up some great points about corporate crimes and the fact that the Holder Attorney General side, that office itself of the Justice Department really never went after a lot of these people. Is there any reason to believe that whether it's Loretta Lynch or whomever might be there, that as long as the president is in power, that we are just not going to see a lot of these white-collar crimes and a lot of these moneyed elite crimes being pursued?
Yeah, don't forget. I mean, a lot of people think that the Republican Party is the party of Wall Street. It's not. The Democrat Party is the party of Wall Street. Wall Street overwhelmingly gives money to the Democrats, not to the Republicans. Well, Wall Street culturally, centered in Manhattan, is a Democrat-leaning institution. It's not a Republican one. So that explains why Holder and Obama have given breaks to Wall Street criminals. It's because their proximity to them. Holder comes from Covington and Burling, a law firm that has a great relationship with Wall Street. So the idea that Wall Street is a Republican ally is totally false. It's a Democrat ally, and Holder's giving them breaks.
Christian, about 30 seconds left before we take a break. Is this just a placeholder for the president more than anything else?
No, Lynch is going to serve out the term. She's going to be Attorney General until a new president is sworn in 2017. So whoever Loretta Lynch is going to be a big deal.
But placeholder in basically that all the president wants is for her to continue what's there and not make any waves.
Well, that's right. And to wipe the slate clean, hit the reset button all of Holder's baggage goes away, but you get all of Holder's policies.
Exactly. Now we're going to talk about that. Breaking back with J. Christian Adams as we turn to what could be in store for the Justice Department with Republican Senate pressure, and what might happen now to what Americans want and what the Justice Department says they want. And those who believe there is plenty to clean up to do in the wake of Eric Holder. All right, at 43 minutes after the hour, inside the Beltway, the veteran D.C. correspondent John Gizzi, as everybody starts to think about what's happening next. It's all coming up right here on MidPoint.